Nora Stocks, good morning. Let's see here. Do you have a list or a contact for a private lender? We have a property that we just purchased and need additional funds to complete the renovations. No debt on the home, insured by you, and 100 years old. Any help you can provide is greatly appreciated. That's cool that I insure it. Thanks for using us for that. As far as private lenders go, I would say the majority of our private lenders are friends, family, people that we have like relationships with. We don't use many institutional or people that do this for a lot of different people. A lot of them are personal relationships. So my knee-jerk reaction to the private lender question is probably not. And the institutional people that we do use are specifically for they don't necessarily enjoy doing like the one-off things. They more so want to work with investors that have like a decent amount of quantity or volume behind them. However, I think there are several different like creative financing things that you can do. Like if it's possible to, I know we've renovated some properties using credit cards before. And, when we refinance, that's when we pay off the credit card. You want to be kind of leery of that. Obviously, that's not the greatest of situations just because the high interest, and also because for the most part, you don't want to use short-term debt instruments to kind of improve kind of like the long-term or acquisitions of like long-term assets. So you definitely want to keep those separate. But what are you going to flip this house? Are you going to rent it out? What is your goal here? And how much are you looking for? I would say those are some important questions. Because if you are going to, I guess from like a credit card perspective, whether you flip it or you refinance it, once you get it rented out, that's when you would exit and be able to pay that off. Rental, and it's your first property. Let's see here. So credit cards, I think lines of credits, HELOCs, if you have a house that has some equity in it, you could likely do like a line of credit. The good news is, being your first property and needing some additional funds, this is probably one of the most difficult times you'll ever have in looking for funds. $27,000, we have a credit card and considering using that. I think that's what I would do. It's really tough. Especially because even if you were to approach private lenders, they would want to see some sort of track record, or you'd want to be able to offer them a kind of reasoning as to why you're a safe bet. If we use our credit card and or line of credit on our primary, we will do a cash out refi on the rental. Yeah, that's what I would do. That is exactly what I would do. A credit card or line of credit. And I would continue trying to get creative and regularly looking and talking to people about what you're doing. And the majority of our private lenders have come from us just running our mouth about real estate investing and telling people that, hey, we buy properties, we fix them up. This is the process. This is what we've done before. So definitely keep track of all your numbers on this and kind of use this as like your test case. So tell everybody that you know about this, and whatever interest rate you're comfortable lending out, tell people that you're borrowing money at 10, 12%, whatever you're comfortable with, in order to do more properties like this. And I think before too long, you will be able to find someone. I would also just kind of preemptively or proactively educate yourself on the retirement accounts, like the self-directed IRAs, maybe self-directed 401ks if you're friends with like a business owner, and teach people how to roll their previous employer's retirement funds over to a self-directed and then lend that money to you, where you can utilize the funds to rehab, buy properties, and you can also provide some sort of security, right? So especially since this property that you're doing is free and clear, then it would be pretty easy for you to offer a first position mortgage to whoever lent you money. It's extremely tough. We have a friend who's willing, but she wants ownership in the business and a lien on the home. I'm cool with a lien on the home, but not the percentage in the business. Yep. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. There are some circumstances where we would give away ownership, but very few, and definitely not at first. Good on her for asking for it on the front end, right before you're too established. That's smart. But also good on you for recognizing that you're not that desperate for funds. And if you calculate the ownership, regardless of whatever percentage that she wants in exchange for whatever lien she's thinking. Your credit card is definitely going to be cheaper. Even if you have like a 20% interest rate on your credit card, that's still going to be cheaper from a debt perspective than giving away ownership of the business and subsequently the equity of the property. I don't know how much this house cost, but if you've already got that property free and clear, even $27,000 in rehab, if that's what you're borrowing, I mean, that doesn't deserve much equity at all. That's really expensive money. So yeah, good job on not biting that. Good thing is you've got options. I remember when I was just starting out, when I needed some money to finish up some rehabs, I came very close on a couple of different occasions to go take my vehicles, my wife and I's cars, to one of these like cash for titles places to get some quick cash to finish a rehab. We never ended up doing that. We were always able to find it elsewhere. 30K cost, ARV around 75. Good job. 57 in. Yeah, those numbers work. I started calculating and that did not sound right. And then also I would look at giving away equity in a business from a perspective of like, what do they bring to the table, right? So, you know, at a certain point, like, capital isn't one of the most important things that someone could bring. There are certain circumstances, especially when you're first starting, where capital is the most important and you really need it. But fortunately for you, it sounds like you've got plenty of options. And also, I mean, what other ways or what skills or strengths does that person that wants equity have that they could bring to the table? Because if it's just the capital, then it's probably not worth it. But if they have some sort of skill set that would allow you to scale or help your business in any way, then perhaps that would be worthwhile, right? Like, we've got one partner, and for his normal job, he's like a consultant for businesses that are looking to scale and create systems, processes, procedures, and, you know, have like supporting software to do that. So he's helped us extremely in getting organized and utilizing software to keep track of all the things that we normally do. So from that perspective, he brings a significant amount of experience and skills to the table that are helping our business. So I would look at it from that perspective. And if it's solely a capital issue, and if that's all they bring to the table, there are very close to no circumstances in which I would consider giving away equity. There has to be something in addition to the capital to earn equity. Otherwise, you'll quickly learn as you get more experience and lenders are more comfortable lending to you, and you create those relationships with people that aren't interested in equity and just want to be a debt partner. Once your list of those people grow and capital is no longer like a constraining factor to you, you'll have those in abundance and really not need or not have to work with the people that are being a little bit greedy and wanting equity. Thanks for watching that clip. I thought that was a good question. And I think you can ask good questions too. Join us every Friday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for a live stream Q&A where we answer plenty of questions just like this one. In the meantime, consider subscribing to the channel if you want more of this content. And if you want to increase your deal flow, analyze properties better, and help me feed my family, click the link below for a free 7-day trial of PropStream.